everyone, welcome back to Life Cues. It's been a while. The last entry was in February, but on March 4th I had another brain surgery procedure, and then April I was kind of healing, and May, here I am. It's almost the end of May. So I thought I'm going to finish these 52 not brain surgeries, oh my god, these 52 Life Cues entries. And what I thought I would do this time is a Life Cue on, I've been just doing a lot of thought, sort of like inner self reflection, and just what journey I'm taking and where I'm going in everywhere in my life, creativity, my life, but mostly in a creative sense. So I thought, what should I art journal about today? And I'm just going to do something I've never done before, which is kind of fun. A collage self-portrait. So I'm just getting some distress inks out here. I'm trying to find that really pretty blue, you know, that sea blue color. I know it's here somewhere. Yeah, and I'm just going to create a border with distress inks. That's a good one. And then make a collage of myself out of magazine pieces. And I am not someone that uses magazine, like we don't keep, first of all, we don't buy a lot of magazines. I used to. Oh my God, I used to buy Oprah magazine and I used to buy Martha Stewart magazine. But then I started realizing what a waste of money that was. Like, I mean, those magazines were so expensive. Now, having said that, I'm a big fat liar because I do buy Somerset Life magazine, and I love them and I use them. I find them more like an educational magazine for art journaling and crafting and things like that. That's what I use those for. So I'm first going to start off with just spreading around some distress inks. I'm just trying to create my border background because hopefully my face and image won't take up the entire page. Like the center part should, I don't have to, whoa, I keep banging the camera, sorry. So I'm just going to go all the way around the sides and the bottom with this yummy color. So I was using peacock feathers for that pretty color. I know I have another one though that's similar to that, but it's more like a sky or a turquoisey one. So now I'm going to use pickled raspberry and just kind of blend it in with this color and see what happens. Yeah, so I've been away for a little bit. I had gamma knife radio surgery, and you can Google it if you want to know anything about gamma knife radio brain surgery. And you're symptomatic for at least a year, just 6 months for sure. Just different little things pop up. So, yeah, but I'm feeling pretty good right now. So, we'll keep our fingers crossed. But if my husband were to hear that, he'd be like, you are? Because you weren't an hour ago. But that's how it goes in my life. Take advantage of the times you're feeling okay. And I think the last color I'm going to add is orange. I love that I put my pads, these foamy things in here. Just love it. It makes it so much easier. Just keep switching for whatever color. So now I'm using Spice Marmalade. And we'll just try and fill in where there's some extra white. I'm just making, like I said, my frame. That's what this would be. And I know I'm banging the camera, I'm sorry. And we're not doing the middle part because that will hopefully be filled up with interestingness. Now I'm just going to go and get some water. I think I have the biggest spray bottle of water in the world, but I hate having to refill it. And then we're going to just let the ink react all the way around the page. Love it! Now, isn't that beautiful how that, the effect of that, how it reacted to the water? I just love it! And then I dried it off camera with my embossing knife. So now I'm going to try to make a self-portrait just using, I only have 2 magazines, but I also have a whole bunch of scrap, literally scrap paper. But I'm going to kind of use this piece as maybe my face. And my grandson told me the other day, he said, Nana, your face is exactly the shape of an egg. And we had a little giggle, but he said, it is, you have an egg head, which is sort of funny. And this was paper I had tea stained, and it was sitting on the cookie sheet, and the cookie sheet had those rings on it, which I thought was kind of cool. So I was drying it out in the oven. So I'm going to try to make as oval as a head of an egg head as I can. That might be too big, so let's go a little smaller. Nana the egghead. Oh, out of the mouths of babes, hey? Sometimes they're so funny. Okay. There. I'm not throwing away these larger scraps. That's pretty good. I've given myself too square of a chin, but this is art. Fold it in half like this to try to get it even. And we'll go from here. And now I have a dimple in my chin. Well, I'm just going to have a dimple in my chin. So, there we go. There is my, I don't like the dimple in my chin. Oh my gosh, Monica. There, that's better. That looks like Nana's head. So I'm just going to glue and as I go, and if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. Whatever, it is what it is, you know? So I'm going to use this to glue on because I'm learning from past errors that this is an old catalog that I make such a mess gluing all over here, and I make my mat really, really messy. I'm also playing around with all my adhesives. I have a basket full, and some of them I haven't used in a long time, and I want to see if they still work well. A, and B, are they, is there still some in the you know, just, am I just saving stuff for no reason? Okay, this one needs a poke in the middle. Let's see what's going on in here. Oh, see? Glue globs. Let's clean that up. So this had a real big glue glob at the end of it. So I cleaned it all out with hot water. Just going to wipe the tip off, and then I am going to make a new stopper for it. There. So it can store like that. And then I got this glue spreader. It's just a little thing. It's I think I got it at Delta Art Supply Store. I think it cost like 50 cents or something. You know how you get those tools that are outstanding? This is one of them. You can get your glue right to the edges. Keep your hands relatively clean. Now I'm going to take it off of my little glue surface and put it on my page. There, perfect. Loving it. And I have a spreader here. get it all nice and even. There we go. And in the meantime, my husband made me a cup of tea. So that's pretty nice. He just brought it down. So there, I've got my oval head pretty much glued on. Little pieces here that aren't quite 100%, but yeah, use up your old adhesives. I know if some of you have been crafting as long as I have, you probably have tons. Because I was just thinking, do I need to go buy new glue? And I looked at this basket sitting here. I'm like, Monica, you're kidding. No, you do not. Just clean them all out and use them. Get that excess glue off the page. There. I have a head. Yes. So now I'm going to look through some magazines and see what I can find for, what should I start with? I'm going to start with my nose, then my eyes. That's probably going to be the easiest. And it's amazing what you can just, if you're imagining looking for a nose, it doesn't have to be in the shape of a nose, but yeah, so let me just look through here. Okay, I just went through that one magazine. I'm going to clean up in here. I got such a, you know, you get excited and you get going with something and you forget to put things away as you're working. Okay, I went through that one Last People magazine. I didn't dare go destroy my Idris Elba Sexiest Man Alive magazine because, well, it just goes without saying. But if I had to, I would save the cover. Anyway, so I found her. I might use that as my hair. Some of that red as my lips. The jacket, this flower, more flowers. These as my eyes, eyebrows, nose, you know, just whatever. So yeah, I'm just going to start cutting stuff out and playing. So I've got two here, so I can play around with one, and if I don't like the way it looks, I'll try the other one, and if that one doesn't work, well, then we'll go on to something else. And this is not like, you know, that fussy cutting? I'm not even doing that. I'm just giving her, you know, like pulling the paper along the thing. So I want this to be my nose, and my eyes are going to come from here. So I'm just going to cut across here and just use the bottle. Well, I'm going to go right to where the name is, Nexus. Even though I don't have a big long nose, don't care. This is just playing. Right, people? We're just playing. So, yeah, like I said, I've been doing lots of I don't know what it's called. I guess self-reflection is the only thing. And, you know, a lot of it has to do with having had my third procedure. And it's just, it's hard. It's hard. I think it takes more of a toll on you mentally than it does physically, for me. I mean, physically, yeah, you get scared and all the normal physically, but then after it's done and they've zapped you with 2,000 million rays of radiation in your brain and you go home, you start thinking, sheesh kebab, you know? Oh, I wish those were a different color. Those are fabulous, but they're just not the right color. But let's just keep them anyway. You never know. So I just thought I needed a little bit of art play, and what better way than to try to get some, sorry I can't talk and cut, get some art journaling done in my life cues. And I'm just looking at some of these letters because I want to use some of the letters after, so I'm just going to save that. Right there, put it over there. Okay, so that's that. What did I say I was going to use for my eyes? Oh yeah, It was these conversations that Lisa Vanderpump from the Real Housewives, I think, or whatever show she is, Vanderpump Rules. And they're all chit-chatting, see? So I thought I saw my eyes because I thought the white is where they're talking. Can you see that? And then I'll just cut eye shape. And it kind of gives you your pupil and your iris at the same time. Yeah. I should try and cut them the same size. That would at least help out. This is actually quite fun. This is really fun because it's so primitive and there's no limitations on there's no rules. No you should put that there, or you have to do this there, and you can't have a purple nose. Who says? Okay, there's my eyes. Put my eyebrows over top. Let's see how that looks for eyes. Is it starting to look like a person? It sure is. Look at that. My nose might be a little long, but I might just have to trim it like to there. We'll see. I don't want to do it yet. So, yeah, this is fun. So I've sort of cut out some more kind of things. This was somebody's evening dress. I don't know whose it was now, because, oh, here, is this her? Brittany Cartwright. I think this is the bottom of Brittany's dress. But I trimmed it off, and I'm going to turn it, and then I'll trim it again a little bit, because I just got a super short haircut. So that'll be just Jim Dandy, won't it? And I can use, oh, I know, I'll trim this part. You guys, I highly recommend that you do what I'm doing. It's really fun. Okay. Then I'm going to take these pieces and kind of make them kind of like sideburns for a girl. Just extensions of, you see? And this one, sort of. Can you get it now? What I'm going to be doing? Of course, I'm going to trim that part off because I don't want to look like a man. So what I'm going to do is use this really big, huge peony flower, and I'm gonna put it in my hair. Oh my goodness, if you could see the floor of my room right now, it's quite hilarious because it's just little paper. It's like, you know, somebody doing origami really fast and just cutting and tear, except I don't think you tear an origami, do you? I think you just fold like a mad person if you're really good at it, which I am not. There. You see? So if I put a flower in my hair, then I'll look more like a girl, girly girl. Okay, so I'm going to start gluing. I think I'm going to start with my hair, and I think I'm going to use a glue stick. And I'm still going to bring up my glue book. This is a great idea to have some kind of catalog on the side to glue on top of. And then you don't make a mess of your space like I tend to do all the time. Okay, so I'm just going to use, I don't know if you guys can see my book over here, but it's just a way for me to, I saw somebody doing this on YouTube and I thought, you're brilliant. Something that simple, and it's brilliant to me because I make a real mess of things that when I'm working. And again, this is very, very rudimentary, very Picasso-y, chopped up, and lots of funness. There, whoopsie, there we go. And where's my other sideburn? So I'm just going to carry on like this until I get most of me glued and made. Okay, this is what I've done so far. You're probably wondering, where's her eyebrows? I flipped them over. Because remember, they were almost the same color as this, and I looked to see what was on the other side. I wish this one had had more graphic, but it's fine. It'll do. Because I don't want to go back and cut out a piece that wasn't intentionally. I'm trying to be as pure with this as I can. So now it's her ears and, I should say, my ears and my mouth. So, I still love this, but I don't know how I could make this into my mouth. Okay, I wanted to make ears that were not expected, so I cut out a face of somebody, some guy in the magazine, and I split him in half, and because his head was the perfect size for ears for my image here. And we'll glue him down, and then his nose is going to be where I cut these earrings out. They were in the magazine, but I'm going to be using that side, the more artistically graphic side. And then to place the earring, I'm going to put it right over his nose so that it's in line with the other one. There. Okay, in cleaning up and sweeping the floor and getting all the scrap pieces, I found the most perfect lips, and they're lips. Go figure. But they're just perfect. You can't improve on what God has already made. I love these lips. And they're very neutral. They're not really bright. They're just really pretty. So I'm stealing her lips. It's like Invasion of the Body Snatchers. It might be too small for my image. No. There, I like her mouth better now. Yeah. Oh, let's just use this to glue. Get my glue stick and just use this piece of paper over here before I put it into recycling. Here. Ooh, I love it. Love it, how it's coming along. So like I said, the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to use my pencils, you know, like these guys, the charcoal ones, this one, or maybe the brown. I don't know, one of these pencils, and then I'm just going to use that aqua brush like this. You know, it really pays to clean your room because you know exactly where everything is. So I'm going to start with this one. This is a sepia one. Just going to go around the hair. This is just so that things stand out and are grouped together. Like all the hair bits are all grouped together as hair. And just start smudging it and going in and smudging, you know, so you get that look. So I'm going to go ahead and complete all this. Oh, this is fun. I don't know why it's so much fun. I think because it's just not structured. It's just plain old fun. Yeah, so I'm going to continue doing that. And it's so funny, as I look at this, my ears don't look like a man anymore. They just look like ears. It's quite hilarious. So I'm going around. I put self collage, and then down here, hang on, I'll have to move the book or the camera so you can see. Down at the bottom there where it says, oops, collage, I had one L and then I realized, no, it's two L's. So I put one there and just dropped it down, and it doesn't even matter because who cares, right? So yeah, that's what I did there. And so I went around that with a Sharpie, and I want to go around this earring, these earring tops here, just a little bit with this Sharpie, just because they don't seem to be, can't even, it's so funny because this little knobby thing was going on top of the nose, but now I can't see the nose or the knobby thing. Your eyes really, really play a lot of tricks on you. It's quite funny. This is so much, oops, it was over here. So much fun. I kind of like the black Sharpie going around, so I might just carry on top of the brown and just add the black Sharpie just because I can, right? It just gives it more of a definition, like you can actually see. This is her hair, this is her flower. I shouldn't say her, it's me. It's a self-collage of Monica. You guys, if you have little kids, I highly recommend you do this with them. Just pull out an old magazine or an old book or something and just make your pictures of yourself. They would really enjoy it. And you could frame them and put them in their rooms. Or your grandchildren. I think they would love it. I know if mine were here, they would. Okay. So I'm going to call this done. I want to add some dots or something to the background. Again, just adding more. And I'm just going to use a Sharpie pen because it's in my hand. And I always like to do things in groups of 3. So here is my finished me, my self-collage. I love that I'm happy. I love my skin tone, but that's probably because I've been taking care of my skin. I'm just joking. I love this. I really, really do. I did my dots, and then some of them got smeared, you know, when you go like this and then a little line goes. So I took some gesso in some random spots around here and just dabbed it with gesso, and it just adds to the art. Added gesso and the dots, and the rest you guys all saw. So this is me, and I am enough. And I might be little bits and pieces of things all glued together sometimes, but that's okay. I get up and I show up, and that's my self-collage. So I hope you guys give this a try and play along. I really enjoyed this. I was in actual true joy making this, so that's a good thing. See you next time. Bye. Oh, and I put the date. You can see it, May 30th.